Greetings to all my friends. Therefore, the pathway to happiness and satisfaction is revealed. If you are in need of an abundance of joy, it is important to recognize that the pendulum of life always oscillates in the opposite direction. Happiness and certain elevated states suggest that there will be a rollback in the near future. There will be a rollback. You will not be able to be constantly on top. You will not be able to be constantly in a state of happiness, because that is the nature of things. The nature of this world is duality. Duality indicates that if you encounter extraordinary happiness, this extraordinary happiness will undoubtedly be accompanied by feelings of apathy and despondency. However, it is of utmost importance to comprehend that balance and harmony are precisely the fundamental elements that will ultimately lead to true and lasting happiness in life. So the comprehension and awareness of your own mind, the body of the mind, your own consciousness of your own health, how it flows and circulates inside you, the essence and vitality of this life, right? What is your actual occupation, huh? Which specific organs? And how are they intricately connected there, huh? Due to the fact that there are actually numerous processes occurring within the body. If some organs do not get along with each other, if some stuck emotions are there, if some other difficulties inside a person exist, and he strives for happiness, here you see, yes, what all of this will ultimately result in the end. That is, I'm saying one thing. Finding true happiness involves discovering your own unique path and pursuing what truly brings you joy and fulfillment in life. And if this is self-improvement, if this is observing the source from which you perceive the world, then you will undoubtedly succeed in your endeavors and achieve the desired outcomes you strive for. At that moment, the possibility of happiness arises. At that moment, the possibility of profound wisdom arises, comprehending the true nature of what is unfolding in this world. All other pursuits of sensations are in some way similar to peaks. Pursuits of clairvoyance are in some way imperfect, as it predicts everything, for some additional processes of which I am unaware of what can bring happiness to an individual. Perhaps a substantial amount of money, or the pleasure of meeting, or another thing altogether. In other terms, whatever it may be, there is solely one reality. Happiness gradually reveals itself in harmony, balance, and silence. And it unfolds in such a way that you understand what it all was in reality. You simply did not perceive it. Affirmative through the use of you not perceiving it, I. The lack of significance was evident. All other forms of happiness are consistently present in our lives. Spectacular, yes, that is what you see there on Instagram as happy people. Please trust me, it is not true. This is a fabrication. Because happiness is self-centered and focused on the individual, personal happiness will always have a flip side or a negative aspect to consider. Regardless of how wonderful it was during our initial encounter, the quality diminishes after a period of 2-3 weeks. And in 2 to 3 years, most likely, people are already swearing and arguing. That is, for understanding what is happening, for understanding cyclicality, for understanding one's own inner world, understanding the inner world of another person, perception of reality, perception of the essence of things. Happiness is not the goal to chase after. The sole purpose is the banner. The sole purpose, the actual goal, the worthy goal, the ultimate goal, the true goal, on. One thing worth paying attention to is the growth of consciousness, the inner profound wisdom. If an individual possesses it, on him, hypnotic programs that we consistently utilize do not function. We observe in the mass media that we consistently perceive. in different social networks, in certain advertising brochures. When we see suggested to a person, kindly proceed with buying this, kindly proceed with buying this, kindly proceed with buying this. Naturally, he arrives at the store and there are numerous names on the counter, but he is already familiar with one of them. It has already occurred to him 1,000 times.
Make the purchase.
Well, the likelihood of him selecting this specific option is extremely high and highly probable. Individuals are automatons until they regain consciousness, until they awaken, until they commence observing themselves, until they perceive that they are comprised of mechanisms and commence eliminating unnecessary mechanisms. Those that are visible to all individuals for all logical reasons. What? Well, this is definitely not good. We need to find a solution as soon as possible. When an individual constructs themselves, they commence to comprehend a greater number of things in this world, much more. Wisdom is attained through self-existence and life experience. In the presence of oneself in the present moment, allow me to share one thing with you, my dear friends. Happiness is beautiful and wonderful. I'm glad that such topics are being raised. I'm glad that I don't speak like everyone else. I'm more than happy with it. I fully comprehend that I must elucidate to you how love and happiness ought to be disseminated throughout your entire being with an internal smile. This is a wonderful practice. In fact, of course, she needs to go through. You must learn how to enter into a state of ecstasy. You need to learn how to control your mind in such a way. States attained through self-manipulation, utilizing one's own endocrine system for control. To enter these initial stages of samadhi, when you breathe, you sense that each and every cell in your body trembles with an overwhelming sense of joy and happiness. You have to go through this, but if your main focus will be heavily on this, trust me, it's important for you to prioritize. If you happen to miss your way, you will unfortunately miss out on valuable knowledge. Because of this, whatsoever attachment, any strong emotional involvement, regardless of any circumstances, disrupts your balance and equilibrium. Yes, certainly, we are all living individuals. Yes, certainly, and I additionally experience a loss of balance, but I have the opportunity to find it again. I have the ability to balance, sit down and get myself together. In the usual sense, a person typically has only a dream in which everything happens. Most of them are like wax machines. Friends, I am eagerly waiting for you at my retreats, where we can delve deeper into these fascinating topics and have meaningful discussions about what happiness truly is and whether it is truly worth pursuing in our lives. Bye.